Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year. Just taking a moment here. I invite you to just orient yourself to your current surroundings, scan your environment, find something around you that maybe makes you feel a sense of ease, a sense of comfort, maybe even joy. Maybe you have a pet here. Maybe you have a lovely view from your window. Just find something that might just settle you in this present. I've got my little pup Theo right here. You might light a candle to make this feel a little bit more like a ritual. And as we're just arriving here, I just wanted to remind everyone that you can bring an intention that you already have set for the new year, or you can let one emerge live. And I'm curious if anybody has an intention they want to share. They may share that in the chat, or if they're going to do it live, you can share that too. And just before we kind of settle into a little arriving practice, I invite you to get your wiggles out. You got to do a little shimmy shake. I love a little shimmy shake. Or you got to do a little stretch. It can be nice to just kind of shimmy, wiggle, squiggle, just to settle in. Feels nice. All right. So I'll give you the little map for what we're going to do. So we'll do a little arriving practice just to kind of settle in a little bit. And then we will have a deepening of the mind-body connection. So that's just going to look like some breath and movement. And then we will do our embodied intention setting. And then we'll have a little wrap up after we close out of that practice for a little bit of integration work where you can just kind of journal. I'll have some guided prompts for some things that you can do. So to begin with our little arriving practice, excuse me, we already did our arriving practice. I'm looking at my notes over here. For our deepening our mind-body connection, we can just start to do some rocking here. Do any neck roll. We're just going to settle in before we do some structured guided stuff. A neck roll might feel nice. Shoulder shrugs. Now, as we're doing this, we're just being with the breath. No need to change it. Just be with the breath. As we're doing that, keeping an eye on, looking for whatever you saw in your environment to bring you a little bit of joy. And now we can begin a little bit of a guided practice here. So first, I invite you to just start rocking side to side, settling into the nice slow rhythm of the body. And as you rock, maybe you add a nice extended exhale, inhaling, and then exhaling longer than your inhale. Inhaling, nice, long, slow exhale. Inhaling, nice, long, slow exhale. And maybe it would feel nice to add a hum to that long, slow exhale. Inhaling, exhaling with a hum. You can continue the rocking. You can come into stillness. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Do that extended exhale again with that optional hum. Inhale. hum, And now I invite you to add a little hug to this. I'm going to hug. I would normally hug up here, but that might make my mic sound weird. So I'll hug down here, but you can go wherever you need to. Adding a hug to that. And it might feel nice after this to inhale, bring the chin up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale back into that self-hug, a little heart opening. And exhaling back, feeling that nice stretch in the spine as well. Inhaling, exhaling into that hug, feeling that nice sense of containment in the hug. Inhaling, opening the heart, tilting the chin up, exhaling back. And again, the option to keep the rocking going or to come into stillness with this. And at this point, it might feel nice to add a side body stretch here. So as we rock to one side, coming back to the other. I'm sitting on a little pillow thing so you can lean into your seats to make that a little deeper. Just trying to bring some fluidity, a little bit of rhythm to connecting with our bodies in this moment. And now I invite you to inhale and bring your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, palms down in front of your body, nice and slow. Inhaling up. Exhaling down the front line of the body, palms down. If you've done some Qigong, this might look a little familiar. Exhaling down the center line of the body. And on this next one, when we bring the hands up, as we bring them down, I invite you to allow one hand to stay on your heart and one to stay on your belly. Just being with the breath for a few moments. You can rock if it feels more comfortable for you to have a little movement, or you can stay in stillness. And that option to close your eyes or keep them open, whatever is comfortable for you. Just being with the breath, no need to change anything, just noticing the physical sensations of breathing. What happens as you inhale? What happens as you exhale? Just being with the breath. Inhaling, feeling expansion. Exhaling, feeling contraction. Maybe you're noticing sensations of your clothes moving and changing against your body. Just being with the breath and noticing. Maybe you're noticing the flow of air in and out of your nostrils. Cooler on the inhale, warmer on the exhale. Just being with the breath for this little bit of time. Noticing those physical sensations. And I invite you now, you can take your hands, you can leave them on your heart, on your belly, wherever feels comfortable. You can leave them on your lap, palms up, palms down. This is a free skate yogi's choice option, as I like to say when I'm guiding this stuff. So whatever feels comfortable for your hands as we settle into really connecting with the sensations in the body. And again, the option to keep your eyes open or closed, it's up to you. And To begin, I invite you to notice as you scan your body for different temperatures. Where in your body do you feel warmth or maybe heat? Where in your body do you feel coolness or maybe cold? It's a little chilly for subtropical Florida. It's like 60 some degrees inside. It's a little chilly here. So I'm noticing some cold in my feet, my head. I'm noticing a warmth in my belly and my heart. Where are you noticing those temperatures? Staying with that for a few breaths, just noticing temperatures. Maybe you feel warmth in your hands. My hands always get warm when I do like meditation. It's quite interesting. And that's all we're doing when we're noticing, just being curious. What's happening? No need to change, just noticing, just noticing. And now I invite you to scan your body for sensations of expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction. And this one is really lovely to start with the breath because that's a really easy place to feel that expansion and contraction. And then you can scan for other areas of that. Where in your body do you feel expansion? Where in your body do you feel contraction? Staying with that, maybe you feel muscles expanding as you relax. Maybe you feel muscles contracting as you change or shift your position. Just noticing. And now I invite you to notice in your body where you can sense flow or stillness. So we started with the spectrum of warm to cold, and then the spectrum of expansion to contraction. And now we're on the spectrum of movement and flow and stillness. Where do you feel that? Maybe you feel your heart beating, your eyelids blinking if they're open, or maybe even twitching if they're closed. Maybe you feel the movement of blood in your veins somewhere. Maybe you feel the stillness of your feet on the floor, your hands resting in your lap. Or maybe you've got a toe tapping or a finger tapping, just noticing whatever you're sensing along those lines of movement and flow. And staying with those physical sensations for a few more breaths. Free skate, yogi's choice. If you want to stay with movement and flow, stillness, or you want to go back to temperature or expansion or contraction, just for a few breaths, noticing what you're noticing. It's nice just to slow down and connect with the physical sensations in the body. One more breath, scanning, and then we'll move to our embodied intention setting. All right, everyone. So now, as we move into our embodied intention setting practice, I invite you to bring to mind if you brought an intention with you and ask your body to show you, what does it feel like to embody that intention, to fully live it, embrace it, express it. And if you are letting one emerge, ask your body to share what intention might be supportive for you this year. You can use whatever adjective you need. I like supportive because you'll end up with something helpful, but it can be what will invigorate me this year, or what will be helpful, what will be transformative, whatever adjective feels right to you. And asking your body to show you an intention. So I'll pause talking for a few moments so we can let that experience happen, creating some space for it. And as you're marinating in that felt sense of what it's like to embody that intention, noticing whatever's happening in your body. Maybe the felt sense is one of lightness. Maybe it's one of stillness, of being centered and gathered, or being expansive. Maybe it feels silky. Maybe it feels solid. Just noticing and marinating in that felt sense of what it's like. And as you're noticing and being with these sensations, I invite you to ask your body to show you, what does it feel like at the end of the year when I fully embody this intention throughout all of 2026? What does that feel like? And as you bring that question into your awareness, noticing what happens in the body, what does it feel like to fully express and embody and embrace that intention throughout the year? Noticing maybe a temperature change, maybe a feeling of moving from contraction to expansion, just noticing, what does that feel like At the end of the year, when you've spent a whole year fully embodying that intention. And now I invite you to ask your body to show you a shape or posture, like a pose or a gesture, like a hand somewhere. And that gesture, that shape will help you to recall this felt sense of that fully embodied intention at the end of the year. And that felt sense can help to pull you through like a compass or an anchor throughout the year. Seeing what that gesture might be. Taking that shape or that gesture and marinating in that felt sense of what it feels like to embody that intention all year, marinating in it, feeling it, making it stickier in your brain so it's easier to recall when you need that felt sense to help to pull you through whatever challenges you might face this year. Staying, noticing those sensations for a couple more breaths here. And to close out this little practice, one last question to ask the body, and this is a fun one, and that is see if this felt sense of the embodiment of your intention. See if there's a message that wants to emerge. Does it have a message for you? And just allow that message to come through. This can be a really magical, powerful practice. So I'll give it some space. Taking a mental note of that message. And now I invite you to release that focus on that felt sense, release the gesture shape that you were taking, and bring yourself back to your environment, maybe blinking your eyes open to let in light if they were closed, bringing your gaze back to the object that was bringing you a sense of calm orientation, grounding orientation. Take a look at my sweet pup sleeping on the floor over here. Well, he's on a dog bed. I'm not, he's got a dog bed. All right. So that wraps up our embodied intention setting. Now I invite you to do a little bit of integration work. And that just means being able to carry what we learned, what we saw, what we felt, and bring that into our daily life, our daily rhythms. And so if you have a pen and paper, I invite you to jot down whatever came up for you for an emerging intention or a message that your body shared with you. If anything came through, if it didn't, that's okay. Always time to deepen the mind-body connection. Another thing that might be interesting to reflect on, what did it feel like just to do this practice, just to slow down and connect with the body and intentionally ask for its wisdom? How might you do this more often, this kind of a practice, even just for a minute or two? Maybe you want to reflect on that, write that down. Another prompt for you. What other areas of your life would you like to bring this embodied intention setting practice to? Maybe it's with a relationship that you're working on, a big project, career shift, literally anything. Just jot down what might also be served by bringing this practice. And if you like, you may share anything that came up for you, your intentions, your emerging messages in the chat. You're so welcome. Tiffany says she spoke to the flame. Wow. Paul says it was peaceful. You're so welcome. I'll share that my intention that my body told me was intentionality. So, how beautiful was that? And the message that came through was slow and steady equals calm flow. Doesn't calm flow sound so much better than like frantic scatteredness? Yes, please. Thank you, body. I'm here for calm flow. Ooh, you had a steady flame. That's so good. Yes. It's wonderful the images that we can get, the messages that we can get from the body through this little practice. And yes, that's so lovely. Getting the full support of your team. The messages that come through are so great. Our body is talking to us all the time. And now we have a little tool with which to use to speak with the body more. I have a couple of suggestions for further activities if you like. And one of those is maybe after this video ends, maybe there's a little poem that wants to come out. You can jot that down, even just like a phrase or two, or like a haiku, a little poem. It might be fun to have some art supplies. Just set a timer for like 10 minutes, draw an image of what that felt sense was like, or an image representing your message. It's a super fun activity to do. I thought I had put up, I think I left them downstairs, but I had some of the ones that I've done in my little 10-minute integration drawing sessions. They're super fun. And then last, maybe you have a buddy that would like this practice and you guys can watch the replay or do it together and talk about your experiences to help to deepen your practice. It's so nice to have a practice buddy for this kind of stuff. And that's really it, friends. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, for giving yourself permission to slow down and take a break to connect with your body. And if you're watching this after or as part of the recording, I'd love to hear about your experience since you didn't get a chance to share in the live chat. And I'll close out with a little New Year's blessing, which is, may you have happiness and the causes of happiness. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you know true and significant peace. Bye, everyone. Happy New Year, and thank you so much.